Hey everyone, it's Bunmi here, and I am really excited about my guest that I have with me today. Stick around for this whole video because you're going to really be empowered. So, I know that a lot of people these days are like looking for ways to earn more money. They are just complaining about the groceries and inflation and everything going sky high, but jobs aren't paying really what they feel that they're worth to people. And I'm telling you, people are just like, lack of finances is a pain point for so many. And in today's world, there really is no shortage of opportunity, but you gotta like be willing to maybe step out of the box and try something new. And that stepping out of the box can take you to some great places. So I'm here today with Zay Molina, who I met about 18 months ago for the first time. But just in the last few months, I really just this guy is just he's such a leader, he's a giver, and he is someone who has embraced the skill of trading to now this is all that he does. And I'm gonna let him tell his story, but I wanted you all to listen in who are looking for a way to get empowered in your finances. Probably you've heard of trading, but you're like, can I do it? Do I have the time? Are people really making full-time income with it? So we're going to explore all those things today. So Zay, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm so excited to have you here and to be talking about the skill of trading. You know, we say in IX, collect skills, not bills.
hmm
And I know you are very, very proficient in that. So, first question I do want to ask you is just tell my audience, who is Zay Molina?
All right. Well, I appreciate you having me on. And so, guys, as you know, I'm Zay Molina. My full name's Isaiah Molina. I just go by Zay, a little bit easier. But yeah, I've been an IX market expert here at IX Global for almost 3 years now. Coming up on May will be 3 years. And trading, I know it sounds cliche, but it really has changed my life. Getting involved in this skill set has really given me the ability to have financial freedom, have time freedom. And so, I was in college, back in 2018, going to ASU, Arizona State. And I always knew I wanted to work with something with computers, right? So I was going for computer science. I thought coding was maybe the answer. So I started to learn how to code and program. Did 3 semesters there, and I just didn't fulfilled, right? It just didn't meet exactly what I felt like I needed to do here on this earth. And so I was looking for jobs, looking for something else to kind of, do while I was in school. And then I had a friend introduce me to Forex, and I immediately fell in love, right? It was just something that just jumped out to me. I remember I signed up for that course that night, late in the evening. I stayed up to about 2 in the morning, finishing the beginner's course. And it was just something that felt right. And I knew trading was something until where, this upcoming semester that year, I ended up dropping out and going full time, learning how to trade. I was doing Postmates and Instacart on the side, trying to help me, have an income while still learning. And, pretty much from there, the rest is history. Became a trader, after a few years, became an educator here at IX Global. And it's just been an amazing way to be, involved. And so, just being able to make money online from home, not having to go to 9 to 5, not having to worry about, am I going to get paid today? Right. It's all in our hands. It just gives you the freedom that is just absolutely amazing. So I love trading. It's something that I obviously encourage to people to give it a try, see what it's all about. And yeah, it's definitely amazing.
Well, you said my favorite word twice, at least twice in this conversation already, which is freedom. Like freedom is one of my favorite words to be able to wake up when you're done sleeping. I thank God. The last time I worked a job was 2004. I'm a lot older than you. Last time I worked a job was in 2004, and I was able to, fire my boss. There's been ups and downs, but I've never had to go get that job. So freedom, like, is everything to me. And I know you said, well, it may sound cliche, but I've been able to gain financial freedom. So what does that look like to you? Being so young and in just a short period of time having financial freedom, what does that mean?
Yeah, so I think a lot of people, when they think financial freedom, they think, oh, you're a millionaire, you're rich, you can do that. And it's not necessarily true, right? Financial freedom just means we're able to do what we want when we want, right? That's just simply, what it comes down to. And so being a
Yes.
trader, being able to work from home, I choose my own hours. I choose, when I wake up, when I'm able to get on the markets and start looking for my trades. I choose my schedule, right? So it gives me the freedom to where, hey, some days if I want to take a day off, I can stay in bed, watch some Netflix, do whatever I need to do. And then the next day I know I can go back into it. And so I think that's the thing that really comes down to it is, a lot of people, they're scared, but they want that freedom. And I think that desire for freedom, it should be what pushes you to go after your goals, whether it's trading, whether it's something else, whatever it may be. That's what it should really come down to, is having that ability to say, I get to do what I want today.
Yes, absolutely. That's so empowering. Most people don't have that. They never get it all their life long.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're here today to inspire you guys to say financial freedom doesn't have to be like some ethereal thing out there that's like, oh, I wish I could have it and never get it. It doesn't matter what age you are, whether you're starting in college like Zay did, or whether you are, over 50, or even I know people who just started trading in their 70s. This can be something that can take you where you want to go. But let's talk about the whole time aspect of it, because I've heard it said, well, you can learn trading kind of in the nooks and crannies, but also don't you really have to be dedicated and committed? And does it have to be like almost like a part-time job? So what's your philosophy on that?
Yeah. So when it comes to trading, I always say you got to treat it like a business, right? It's not something you can just kind of, hope to get by giving it maybe a few minutes here, a few minutes there, right? It's something you got to, be dedicated to. And I always say discipline and consistency, right? Even when you don't want to do it, you got to get up, you got to study, you got to practice, you got to back test, and then you got to do it over and over again, right? And that's the key to pretty much anything, right? And so when it comes to trading, it's not, I want to say this, right? It's simple. It's not easy. I'm not going to lie to you and say it's something you can, get rich overnight. It's nothing like that, right? You got to give it time. You got to give it consistent practice. But when you think about trading, right, it's really the simplicity of it. And this actually comes from one of my favorite trading coaches, Mark Douglas. He actually talked about this. He said it comes down to, when it comes to trading, it's simply a click of a button, right? When you actually want to buy or sell, you click a button and you're entered in the market. And when you want to get out, you click another button and you're out of the market, right? So the idea behind trading is very simple, but I wouldn't say it's easy. And again, it's going to be some kind of overnight thing. It's something you got to give consistent practice. You got to recognize and learn a strategy that's going to help you be successful. And that is our goal here, at IX Global, is to help you guys really, focus from a step-by-step format, right? That is the goal. We want to help you guys learn everything from the beginning, where I started with knowing nothing about the market, learning the terminology, learning the basics, and building that, structured foundation to where I can grow on top of that, learn the strategy in that step-by-step format, and help us be successful. And you don't do that overnight, right? You do it over time. So it is something you got to give it. And I'm not saying you got to give it 24 hours a day, right? It's if you can give it an hour a day, maybe 30 minutes a day, every single day for the next, 3 to 6 months, you're going to make a lot of progress and you're going to find a lot of success by doing that every single day.
So you're saying discipline, consistency. You don't have to have huge gaps of time in your day, but if you have an hour, let's say, could it be 5 days a week, or does it have to be what? Yeah, the markets are closed on Sunday, right? Well, not
the markets are closed Friday evening to Sunday evening or so, right? So the 48 hours, the markets aren't open. That's always a good time, though. I think, especially on the weekend when you don't have work for most people, that's a good time to maybe go in and maybe study, do some back testing, right? But yeah, I mean, you can take some days off, right? It's not something that it's a hard deadline. It's something that you got to commit to yourself. And if you can, just find those days where I'm going to consistently practice, that's going to help you be successful.
Gotcha. Well, I know that there's a type of trading you do called institutional trading. What's that about?
Yeah, so institutional trading, or smart money trading, you may have heard, one of the two terms. It's essentially trading with the banks rather than against them. And I have a great video on my YouTube. I'm sure Bunmi will send that to you if you guys want to check that out. But it's simply breaking down, what are the markets doing, right? And what are the banks doing in the markets? How do they move the markets? Okay. Because if you didn't know, me and Bunmi on here, we don't control the markets, right? We're essentially going along for the ride. So if you're looking to, find yourselves in a winning trade, you got to identify what the market movers, AKA the banks, the large institutions, the hedge funds, the large investors, they're the ones with the capital that actually move the markets. Your goal is to identify what are they likely to do next, right? And that's not necessarily, reading a whole bunch of articles, understanding economics, all that kind of stuff. It's simply looking at the charts and understanding what the candlesticks are telling us, right? Because they're kind of telling us like a story, right? And we're trying to break down what are they likely to do next? What is the next highest probability of them maybe pushing the market up or pushing down? And how can we identify them in the market? So instead of trading with indicators or trading support and resistance and all these retail type of strategies, we focus simply on understanding what are the candlesticks telling us, and how can we find ourselves in the highest probability of understanding where the banks are likely to go next based on what we see, right? So that is our goal, is kind of just identifying what the banks do. And I like to use a couple of analogies. One of them is, think about a surfer, right? If you're a surfer and you're going down to the ocean, what do you have to do? You got to get on your board. You got to swim out into the ocean. You got to wait for that wave to come. And when you see that wave come, what do? You don't just try to stand up on your board and try to go against the wave, right? Because that wave is going to take you down. It's going to take you underwater. You can get water in your nose. You're not going to find a lot of success, right? Same thing when it comes to trading, right? We got to go with the flow of the ocean. When you're a surfer, you got to go with the flow of the market as a trader, right? So we want to identify, what are they likely to do? How can we jump in with them? And another one that I find very fun is my Pac-Man analogy. And so I actually have a little Pac-Man figure here. Oh, you can't see it because of the green screen, but it's a little stress ball. And I love it because it really just kind of helps us simplify the markets, right? That's my goal, is to try to simplify everything that it comes down to. It may sound, crazy and scary. Institutional trading sounds like a big word, right? But it's really simple of understanding what the banks are trying to do. And I like to break it down in a game of Pac-Man, right? Where in the game of Pac-Man, you're simply a little character going around trying to eat all these little white pellets, avoid the ghost, right? And clear the maze, right? That's the goal. And when it comes to the banks, their goal is to go around and essentially collect all the money where they can profit. And we like to, just relate it in a fun way that people can understand, to help you understand, what are the banks trying to do and how can we jump in with them?
Gotcha. So is that was that like the first strategy that you used, or did you like come into institutional trading was like, oh, okay, this is like my niche?
Yeah, no, definitely not the first strategy I learned. I was learning support and resistance, retail strategies. I was learning some that people kind of made up, and I was like, oh, this is it. And it took me a little while to kind of realize, like, okay, what am I doing here, right? This isn't really working. And I think that's the great thing about learning. It's kind of like a double-edged sword, right? When you learn retail strategies, you're able to eventually see that they don't necessarily work all the time. And you can kind of, see that once you start to learn strategies like institutional trading, when you can identify why they don't work, right? And I think that was the biggest eye opener for me, is like support and resistance, right? Just for give you guys a quick little lesson, support and resistance in retail world is essentially there's floors and ceilings, right? At points where price is going to reject back and forth, right? That people want to buy at those floors, sell at the ceilings, right? Those equal highs, equal lows, right? All that kind of stuff. That's what support and resistance is. And when you look at the markets, you can identify that a lot of the times those levels don't hold up, right? They get taken out and they get stopped out, where price will just spike above those equal highs and then reverse, or spike below those equal lows and reverse. And we call that bank manipulation, because they do that on purpose to take out the retail traders so the banks can profit and the retail traders lose. So our goal is to identify, how can we, don't jump in early, right? Don't get manipulated, but avoid that manipulation, right, with the banks. And so once I kind of realized that, I was about, I would say 3 or 4 months into actually learning. I started learning smart money from, one of the mentors that I found. And it really opened my eyes, where it was really understanding the bank logic behind the markets just gives you so much more knowledge of, what am I actually doing here? My goal is to identify what they're going to do next, and how can I find myself in that winning trade with them.
Awesome. So you mentioned the word mentor a couple of times. Let's talk about the power of a mentor, because I know with IX's whole ecosystem, mentoring and coaching, whether it's in personal development, we have that. We have business coaching and mentoring. Travis Flaherty has the Breakfast Club to help people with actually how to build a successful business online. So coaching and mentoring is really, really important. A lot of people underestimate that. So how closely do you work with your students? Do they get to actually ask you questions? Is it just they're watching your videos? How does that work? And do you really serve as a mentor or a coach?
Absolutely. And I think as myself, I try to be the best mentor that I can, in terms of, we have group sessions here at IX Global. So I don't do like one-on-one type of calls or anything like that per se. What we kind of do is I hold to my live classes, but on those classes, I give the ability, I have the chat box open. I answer as many questions as we can to really help you guys understand. So if you guys have questions about the strategy, I will walk through different examples, give you guys the teachings that you guys deserve, that you guys need to be able to be successful. And in addition to that, since we launched our new X Life platform, I've actually been able to, chat with people on the X Life platform. So if people have questions and they send me a message there, I'm all for it. I answer you guys as soon as I can, give you guys some feedback, all that kind of stuff. You guys comment on my posts, I'll comment right back. And my goal is to really help you guys, fast stream your learning, right? My goal is not to just kind of, hop on my classes, watch the recordings, and best of luck to you, right? I'm here, I'm hands-on, I'm here to help you guys. And that is the goal, right? Because I know for me, until I found that mentor, right? When I was kind of learning, I would say it was about 3 months or so. I was really just kind of learning from pre-recorded academies, and just, videos. and it wasn't, I wasn't finding a lot of success, right? I had a lot of questions that I wasn't able to get answered. So it wasn't until I found somebody that was willing to work with me that actually helped me find a lot of success. And that is my goal here at ix Global, is to help you guys through the X Life platform, through the live calls, to help you guys really learn and be successful.
Yeah. And I really love that about you. I know we have educators that teach in Korean and Spanish and Hindi. And so there are, we help people globally learning the skill of trading, but you serving the English market, you know, I see you just out front. And I know you came to me and was like, hey, Bunmi, anybody who needs this, here's a getting started guide. Like, here's a roadmap to follow. So you have these resources that you've created to really help people, not just step by step, but feel more at ease in just learning something new. Mm-hmm. So what are some of the resources that you created for new people, just to let people know, okay, if I decide to do this, you know, I will be helped along?
Yeah, absolutely. And so we're still creating some more in the background, just to give you a heads up. Some more will be launched very soon. But obviously we have our pre-recorded academies, our live sessions, our trade alerts, all of that. But we also, you know, my goal coming into IX, I even told Joe this when we first started, is I wanted to create the best educational platform that I could, right? I've taken little things from the different places that I've learned, and even some other ideas that I kind of, you know, thought on. And as soon as we joined IX, I went to work, right? And I was trying to create some different spreadsheets and stuff to help people. So we have a trading plan template that'll help you organize all of your rules with a confirmation checklist, a built-in thing in your spreadsheet where you can actually track, are all of my confirmations there, which in your confirmations are essentially your trading rules, whether you should get in a trade or get out of a trade. So for anybody that was wondering that, so we look for our confirmations, and if they're all there, we check off these boxes, and there'll be a big green box that says take the trade, or if they're not all there, it'll say don't take the trade, right? Helps you take the emotions out of trading. So that's one of our resources. We have another one that's an exponential growth tracker that has a built-in risk calculator that helps you use proper risk, but also track your goals for the long run, right? Again, trading is not a get rich quick overnight, nothing like that. We don't promote that. That's not us, right? We're not those Facebook or Instagram gurus out there trying to scam you guys, right? We're simply, you know, helping you guys build trading for the longevity, right? That is our goal. So with that, we can able to track our long-term goals week by week, month by month, and see our progress over time. We also have our trade journal, which allows you to track every single one of your trades, and you're able to go back and kind of see how you've grown as a trader, seen your performance in the past, and help you grow from there. So we have those 3 spreadsheets, in addition to the PDFs, like you were mentioning, the getting started document, helping you guys start from everything of what apps to download, how to access the schedule, the academies, some additional resources like those spreadsheets, as well as we have a trading terminology PDF, which is our vocabulary sheet, helps you guys learn all the words, all the fundamentals that you need to know before you start learning the difficulty of some strategies and stuff like that, to give you guys a more, again, better foundation before you start diving into the more advanced stuff. And again, we have some more stuff coming for you guys soon. But again, we help you guys from any level. That's the biggest thing about us here at IX Global, is whether you're a beginner, you've never traded before, or even if you have some experience, our goal is to help you guys take your trading to the next level, no matter where you're at.
Awesome. You know, I love, it's just something in me, Zay. I just love helping people. I love helping people to reach their goals. And even if I have information, and let's say if there was a business I wasn't necessarily involved in, but I knew would help someone, I would share it with them. And right now, I'm not actively learning trading, but I know there's a world of people out there that want to learn. From being on social media, I see a lot of people, I was with this company, I'm not doing it now, but I really want to learn. So I wanted to do this video so we can reach out to those people and say, hey, we have an academy, a skills academy that will support you in your journey to become more proficient at trading. Whether you're just looking to earn some extra income through trading, or whether you want to do it full time and have it trading as a lifestyle, that our academy will help to get you there. And Zay, who is one of our most proficient traders, who are really out there to really help people, he will help you every step of the way. So if you're looking, give us a call. We will put you into, we have a social platform that's free, that's focused on people's growth, called X Life. You can join X Life for free and just take a look around. But we definitely will get you on one of the calls. Our membership, like, I know people, Zay, who pay more than 4 or 5 times IX's cost for this information, and we give you everything. Like trading can be a lifestyle, but when you learn to trade, we throw in other things like, hey, what about trading? And then you want to travel too, right? You got some extra money. How about traveling, being on the beach with your laptop, right? And just learning to trade from beautiful places around the world. And we have all other types of education like crypto and things of that nature. Speaking of crypto, I know you don't, your niche is Forex, but I love crypto. If a person learns to trade Forex, are there foundational principles like that would help them in trading crypto too? Or is it two totally different things?
No, absolutely. And so I think it kind of depends on the strategy, right? So for me, I fell in love with Forex. I don't know why, but just the currency pairs just made the more sense to me. So that's been my specialty. I mainly focus on that. But I'm still definitely involved in crypto. I love the bullish run on Bitcoin. I know you're a big believer in debt boxes myself. I believe in the debt box project. So I'm a big, I'm involved in crypto as well, right? So for me, though, the great thing about institutional trading concepts is their concepts, right? And that's the thing I want people to understand is that it's not a strategy that's based only to Forex, right? We're focusing on the manipulation of the big players, right? So like the banks, the large investors, when they move the markets, their goal is to get us retail traders to take the opposite side of their trades, so we lose and they win. That's essentially how the exchange of money happens in the market. Someone has to win, or for someone to win, there has to be a loser, and vice versa, right? And so when it comes to the markets, guys, that happens in every single market: Forex, stocks, crypto, commodities, synthetic indices, right? All of these different markets can be used by the same concepts, right? And it's just really about kind of, finding the pairs, finding the market that you want to be involved with, and practicing the strategy, identifying it, back testing it, right? And again, it just comes down to practice and looking for that type of stuff. So by learning institutional trading concepts, yes, absolutely, you can trade in the crypto market, you can trade in the commodities market, indices, etc., right? So all of this gives you the ability to find opportunities in every single market.
Gotcha. Well, talk to me about the copying and pasting. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, or taking signals, because in people's minds, even my perception, that is it real? Does it work? Can experts like you give signals and then someone maybe who isn't very savvy yet know to place the trade and then actually make money that way?
Absolutely. And so before we get into that, I do want to be fully transparent. So I do want to say a quick disclaimer, guys. We don't promise any guaranteed ROI, any guaranteed income, but we do send trade alerts. And those trade alerts, those trade signals are simply the trades that we personally take as us experts. And when we take those trades, we send out the coordinates, the numbers that you guys can simply copy them and paste them into your trading app and take the exact same trades as us experts. Okay. And again, sometimes we win, sometimes we lose. Or I'm not going to lie to you and say we're 100%, we never lose. You're going to guarantee money. I'm not we're not those people, right? I'm not going to tell you that. Okay. We're going to take some losses, but the main thing that we kind of focus on is risk management. So when you take those, those trades and you're able to copy and paste, you may not know anything about the strategy per se from those different educators, because all the educators here at IX kind of trade in different ways. They have their own strategies. But if you use proper risk management, it's something that we really focus on here. You can have small losses, big rewards. And even if you take a couple losses, those rewards can kind of come back, eliminate all those losses that you just had and still potentially put you in profit based on that proper risk management. So that's something that we highly encourage you guys start off as a beginner, is learning risk management so you can take those trades with us. And yeah, we have channels I think we have 16 total different channels from, Empire IX, that's the team that I trade for, and some other teams as well, where we send out those trade alerts. And as long as you guys have those apps and stuff that we recommend you guys download from the Getting Started document, you guys are able to simply go into those channels, see the pair that we sent out, copy those numbers, paste them into your trading app, click buy or sell, and you're in that trade with us. And you'll be able to, and we'll tell you guys how to manage those as well. We'll be like, hey, we're going to close out early, or we're going to let it hit take profit, hit stop loss. We'll tell you what all that means to help you guys be successful.
Awesome. So how long do you think that part will take to get a person to where they can take the trading signals?
I think that's something that, as soon as you sign up and you're able to, get the app downloaded, which takes 5 minutes at most just to kind of get set up, you want to decide your broker, right? That's something we don't recommend here at IX. So when you get set up, you do need a broker, and we will give you guys some resources on how to find the best one for you. We want to make sure you guys do your own research to find the broker that's going to be the best fit for you. And then once you get that set up, you guys can open up a demo account. That's the great thing about trading. A lot of people think that they got to put their life savings in, at risk to be able to make money. And that's not the case, guys. When you first start learning, let's start with a practice account where you're essentially trading fake money, almost like monopoly money, but you're using the real market. So it's going to help you guys gain experience. So we can help you guys set up a demo account, right? Your leader, I'm sure Bunmi can help you as well, and just help you guys get set up. And that can happen within the first day. And then once you're able to see the the trades being sent out, you can practice taking them on there just to kind of get a feel for it. But as you start, in your first week or two, definitely start learning risk management so you can understand exactly what you're putting at risk, where you place your stop loss, your take profit, all that kind of stuff. So I would say within 2 weeks, that's a reasonable time to actually learn how to take a trade and be able to take the trade ideas with proper risk management.
With real money?
With, I would say probably at least a demo, which actually, when it comes to real money, it's really up to the user, right? It's based on, when you feel ready to put money at risk, right? Because if you have, let's say $10,000, just for example, and you throw it into a trading account, if you're freaking out about taking a trade because, that's that much money in the account, and I'm not saying you have to put all of it at risk, but if you put that type of money and you're trying to risk, let's say 1% of your account, which is about $100, and you're freaking out, you don't want to lose that, that's too much money, right? So that's something that you got to learn from just experience. And that's something you can ask us as a mentor, kind of feel. But your goal is to try to identify that if you put money into a trading account, I always say it's like, think about it as like a business expense. You spent that money. When your money's in a trading account, it's gone, right? It's gone. It's at work for you right now. So when you put money into a trading account, you got to tell yourself, like, if I lost this money right now, am I okay? Right. And if you're okay with that, then now you're able to go into the market without any emotions, and you're able to trade with like understanding that, if I lose a couple money on this account, well, it's okay. I've already mentally prepared that I've lost this money, right? And now anything that comes out of it is going to be, additional profit. And essentially, it's at work for me. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But again, it really comes down to the user. I always tell people, give it at least a month, right, to kind of see what it's all about. If you feel ready before then, again, that's up to you. But if you're ready to start, get a good feel of how to actually enter trades and all that kind of stuff, about a month or so is probably a good time to maybe open up a live account and start taking those trade alerts.
And I'm sure you always get this question because people always say, well, how much money do you think I need? How much money does it take to start trading?
Yeah. And so the great thing about it is, like, you don't have to have a lot, right? You can there's some brokers allow you to have a $10 account. Now, we don't recommend that because having a $10 account size, for you to actually make money, you're going to have to double your account multiple times. And that's just not realistic, right? Because if you could double a $10 account, you could double a $100,000 account, right? And that's the kind of aspect you got to think about it. So it's always about put into what that you feel is comfortable. Start with maybe $100 at minimum is my recommendation. But if you could put in a little bit more, obviously you just got to understand it's about compounding, right? We focus on percentages, right? So if you risk 1% of your account per trade, which comes down to, like, let's say if you have a $100 account, that's $1 you're putting at risk. Your reward is probably going to be somewhere around $3 to $5, right? That's just a recommendation because we always shoot for about 3 to 5% or more, right? If you have a $1,000 account, it's going to be a little bit more, right? You're going to be risking about $10, going for about 30 to 50, right? So again, it comes down to the user of how much are you willing to risk, because there is a chance you could blow your account. Our goal is to obviously not get to that point, right? Using proper risk management. But that's the kind of key, is it's really about what can you have in an account and be able to sleep at night, if that makes sense.
Gotcha. Now, I have 2 more questions for you before we end. Now, I don't know if you know the answer to this, but you may can speak of it since you've been in the trading world for 5 years. I am big into women's empowerment, and in 𝒕'𝒔, I want to start this group called Women of Excellence, right? Highlighting that X. And what do you feel about women traders? Have you seen women traders? Women have a lot of hats. We work, and then it's the mom thing, and then you come home, and then you got to cook dinner, whatever. What is your belief about women out there who say, I want to trade, I want to learn this skill, but I don't see many women traders. Like, have you seen them, and what do you believe women can do in this industry?
Yeah. And so I would say to that is that trading doesn't discriminate. Okay. It doesn't matter your race, doesn't matter your gender, your sexuality, nothing like that, guys. Trading is open to everybody. And actually, the person that introduced me to trading was a female, right? She was one of my friends from high school, or I knew her kind of from high school and actually church mainly, but she introduced me to trading, and she was successful at the time. And then I've actually met some amazing people. I went out to Atlanta, and I met this one lady that was, a phenomenal trader, right? So guys, guys and girls can both trade. It's, it's an amazing opportunity for anybody, no matter, who you are or what you have going on.
Awesome. All right. Chick Power, female introduced Zay to trading. I love that. And finally, 𝑰𝒕'𝒔. There are many traders to follow out there on YouTube and other companies that do it. 𝑰𝒕'𝒔.
Yeah. And so I think that comes down to, like I said, a lot of people are out there promoting false information. They're saying, oh, come, get rich quick, or, I guarantee this and all this kind of stuff. Whenever you hear the word guarantee from somebody when it comes to money, I always say, take that with caution, and most likely you're going to run away from that person, right? That's just my opinion. My biggest thing as well as here at 𝒕'𝒔 is we're very transparent, right? We're going to be honest with you, right? We have nothing to gain from lying to you. Our goal is to help you guys go from, again, never trading before to becoming an advanced trader, taking your trading to the next level, to whatever your goals are, right? And so that is our main focus, right? That's why I go out there and I make these spreadsheets, I make all these extra resources to help you guys have success, right? So that is my ideal goal at the end, is to really help you guys be successful. And we do it in a step-by-step format, right? I believe our education is very, very easy to follow, right? It's not something that's completely random. And I know we just launched to a brand new system and everything or at the end of the year last year. And I feel like we made it a lot simple for everyone to kind of go through the academies and understand things and in that step-by-step format. So I believe us here at ix, we have the ability to help you guys learn in a very understanding way. Make sure you guys are following along. Make sure you guys know exactly where everything's at to help you guys be successful. And like you mentioned, Bunmi, a lot of people, they'll go out there and they'll charge hundreds and thousands of dollars to learn this kind of stuff, guys. I believe our packages are very affordable, and we even have a free option for you guys to get involved, start learning. You guys can message me on the 𝑥Life site, and you can join that completely for free and start getting some tips and some tricks to be able to understand exactly what trading is, how you can get involved, and how you can grow, right? So I believe IX is definitely the way. Our mission, our mindset behind everything is to help the average person learn trading, right? My thing is, I always like to say, it's real trading by real people, or excuse me, real trading, real affordable for real people.
I love that. Real trading, real affordable for real people. So if that resonates with you guys, get in contact with us. My number is 980-888-2000, 980-888-2000. The free way of getting started that Zay talked about, which could be your very first step. I'll put a link down below. If you don't see it, you can hit me up in my inbox so that you can join 𝑥Life. Definitely connect with Zay. He is one of the best educators that we have, guys. So you'll learn the whole institutional trading thing. You'll have access to him, his classes, his resources, and get that step-by-step coaching in the trading world. So with that, again, 980-888-2000. This has been Bunmi Moore and Zay Molina, your new best friends. And with that, guys, we will see you at the top, right? IX Global. Don't forget it. We're going to help you every step of the way. Thank you so much, Zay. I really appreciate you talking to our audience and inspiring people to collect skills, not bills, and to learn the skill of trading. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bunmi.